What's that smell coming from manure? Well, you're probably smelling gases being released by microbial activity in manure. One of those gases is methane. Methane can be used for fuel, but it's also a pretty smelly and a serious greenhouse gas problem. So while there's a lot of work going into trying to collect methane from agriculture, where it can be collected to use as fuel or by recycling it, there's also a lot of effort within agriculture, especially animal production, looking at how we can reduce methane produced where we can't collect it or can't easily collect it. Methane is produced where oxygen is lacking or not present. So in manure storages that are well oxygenated, you won't have methane production. And in manure storages where there is little oxygen, you can usually collect methane and use it as fuel. So you don't want to reduce methane production. But there are occasions where neither of those things is true. It's not easy to collect methane and there is not enough oxygen. This is probably more common on a sort of situational basis. So if, for example, conditions are wet in a feedlot, we'll have methane production. Beef feedlots, which ordinarily are dry, so methane is not a problem. When there's a lot of rain or snow melt, you will have more methane. So it's situational. That's why one of the projects that we're doing here in the Schmidt lab is to try to identify some organic additives that we can add when conditions are wet that will reduce methane produced in the short term until feedlot conditions dry enough so that oxygen is readily available to microbes in manure and methane is not produced. So we've been working on this project within airtight containers containing manure and different additives. We've added extracts from certain types of algae and essential oils. And we want to see what the effect is on the microbes and the amount of methane that is produced in wet manure over a short period of time while the manure dries. Every few days, we will collect the gas that has been emitted by the microbes in the manure, which, because it's gas and is less dense, it rises and collects here in what's called the head space at the top of the tube. We'll sample a portion of that and test it for a concentration of gases. Over the course of several weeks, the column will begin to dry and we'll continue to collect methane, measure how much methane is being produced from the samples on their own or those that have had added amounts of plant extracts or essential oils. So that's what we're working on here at the Schmidt lab these last few weeks.